Welcome to the pre-bell breakdown episode 11 this morning. Let's see if the live stream is in fact working and running live on X and YouTube. Whoopsie daisies. It automatically connected to my cell phone after I had to go check on YouTube to see if it was working. All right, we're good. Let's go check the YouTube side, make sure the live stream's working. Let me get the link sent out in Discord as well. Hey, we're almost at 2,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel. Let's go. Make sure you do like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. It is free to do so. And sometimes the stream is better on YouTube than it is on X. So if you're ever having issues on X or if it is too delayed and you want a little bit closer by a few seconds of accuracy for the stream, then YouTube be the place to go. Sometimes the audio and visual quality can be better on YouTube as well. So if you're ever having issues on X with audio or video or delay, switch over to the YouTube side. Let me send this out in Discord. Let people know we are live. All right. Let's see where the market is at this morning. I mean, SPY does not like this 673 to 674 area. We've talked about this the last time that we were here on the live stream. That is the zone. That is the dollar zone. 674, go down to 673. Drag that over. Nothing more than hitting that exact same zone yesterday. Right up there at the high. So we hit the exact same spot. But we are now underneath 667.6. So you kind of have a little bit of an inverse cup and handle, which happened last time that we were on stream as well, pre-market, which ended up playing to the downside. So you have this rounded top over here on the SPY. We had a little bit of a cleaner trend line pre-market, though. Don't really have that other than potentially hitting this low right there. And then you have the break of structure here. And then as long as it continues to respect lower highs right there, let's drop it down to a 15. And then see if we can go hit boom, 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 those targets downside. As of right now, SPY is in a squeeze on the 30-minute. MACD is still bullish. It has not flipped bearish yet, but it is very, very close. Look at the lines. It's like this, right? It's like I'm this fucking close to flipping. I'm this close and I'm going down. I'm going bearish, right? It's exactly what these EMAs right here are doing. They're pinching each other right now. The squeeze as of right now, there was a 30-minute squeeze upside that fired and had a nice push. Now there's a 30-minute squeeze that's moving downside that has not fired. So be very interesting to see here on SPY. I would be marking this area here. It's going to be around 669.2 to 670. We break back above that. I think we're going to go back up and test these highs up here. And if we break above that, the new all-time highs. For the downside on SPY, you're probably going to want to see that 665 break overall. It's going to put you about here. I think if we end up breaking that right there, we'll come back down first target, previous day low. So that's what I would be that's what I'd be watching here on SPY going into the morning. Let me pinpoint this a little bit closer. All right, right there. Drop it down to a 5 minute. All right, so this is what you have right here. So SPY comes back down to this area here. This is where I would expect buyers to kind of try to pick it up a little bit. If this spot fails, we're going to go down to previous day low and then underneath previous day low, get the flush down to underneath 663 and then end up pushing lower down to 662 and then probably ultimately the 660 psych level. So this is what I would be watching here on the SPY for a 30-minute squeeze that is forming here pre-market. So I'm go ahead and mark this zone here, and then this zone here. So those are the two areas right here that I'd be watching on the SPY going into the open. 1 hour, again, just had this rounded top, push back up, hit this zone, rejecting, and just coming back down. So it's big support right here on the 4 hour. That's why, again, is first target downside underneath this zone for previous day low, and then down there near 663. And then I think underneath 663 on SPY, it can get pretty ugly if SPY can reclaim. You'll see the little blue spot that's right here. It can reclaim this zone here, then we're going to go back up and test this zone here over top of 670. Then we go 672, 673, 674. So it'll be very interesting to see how this sets up on the SPY. Here's the channel that SPY is currently in. So let's see how this spot, we're actually coming to maybe decision time here soon on SPY. So that's what I'll be watching here on SPY going into the open. So again, just mark this zone down here. Mark your midpoint around 667.7, and then mark your 669.2 up to 670 area right here. So that would be boom, 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 and watch those areas. Quantum stocks, what's going on with the quantums? They going a little brazy. Oh, what's Tessie doing? Tessie being flat, she down a little bit, a little bit. What's it down like 3 or 4% right there? Get to a 4 hour. Check this candle out. 3.81. Recline. Yeah, so probably in the threes. So I shared my trade yesterday. Will on the live stream was talking about Tesla earnings, and then obviously 2 days before in the Discord, was looking at some Tesla lotto trades for earnings, and then decided to sell some options instead of buying them, and then sent the Iron Condor. The second I heard him say Iron Condor, because I was just going to do a one-sided spread, but then I just had a feeling that Tesla, even if it gave a decent move, it wasn't going to be something like fucking wow, like wow factor move. I've seen, a fucking 50 to $60, even $70 move on Tesla. And the premiums were juiced yesterday. So you were able to go very far out of the money on the Tesla options and sell them. That's the reason why I was looking at them. And I was just going to do one side. I wasn't going to do the Iron Condor, but I was like, man, like you can go pretty far on both sides. So I sent the tweet out yesterday, or the post, sorry, on X, and it showed the Iron Condor that I decided to take, where on both sides I was collecting about 100 I think it was like 120, 100 somewhere between 100 and 120 to $130 on both sides for a put credit spread and or call credit spread. So doing both sides, doing that, getting the Iron Condor, getting it for around I think it was 223 or 225 overall, sold for. So looking to collect $1,000 roughly profit on Tesla. Um, so would love to see Tesla kind of just chill where it's at. Let those premiums that were juiced uh, burn, and essentially when all the people that traded Tesla weeklies for earnings, I know a lot of people probably wanted to see a big move on Tesla, and they're like, "Oh, we're getting $500 calls for Friday, right? And we're gonna try to get them in the money, or even like 480s or something like that." Um, Very expensive premiums, and not a big move on Tesla, so you're going to see a lot of most likely IV crush on a lot of these weekly options, which is terrible for the people that wanted to, swing call or put options as a little bit of a gamble for Tesla earnings, beneficial to people who sold them, such as credit spreads or iron condors. Not seeing that big move and those premiums that were juiced prior, they're just going to get killed. Essentially, that's how the option sellers make money. So looking good so far for Tessie. If anybody has been trailing with me the last week or so, we've been on ticker Honeywell. Honeywell looking pretty good. We had a nice run up the other day for the call swing on Honeywell, and target was 210. Let's see, we hit 210 here. Was beautiful. Had a little bit of a sell off yesterday, and directly into the close, it got a little iffy. Contracts came back a little bit after taking some profit up there, but still held valid. And then they got the nice pop here for earnings overnight. So looking good. The 220s for January, those are the ones that I called out the other day live on stream and sent it in the Discord prior on which ones that we were in, and again, just caught the nice move up here on them, and now an even bigger move up here. So for them to be around 215, I am going to estimate that those January 2020s that I alerted that I was in yesterday. So for the swing is they should be up around 100%. I would estimate around that. So got the push up to 210. They were up 50 from 400 to $600 on the premiums for the 220s for January. I'd imagine they should be closer to 8. It had a really nice candle all the way up here to 218. I mean, shit. If it breaks above previous month high, you can pop up and hit 220. They can get in the money. It's the beauty about buying, contracts with time. If they get in the money sooner rather than later, and then you just have runners and keep moving your stop up, by that point just in profit. The more they get in the money, if it goes to 225, 230, that delta starts increasing, those premiums really start to pay even more on those runners. That's the fun part about it. So would like to see it hold up here and get some trims out on the Honeywells in the morning. Let's go take a look at QQQ real quick. Right off 603, that's a good bounce. One thing too I wanted to pull up on SPY is if you do go to a 30-minute chart, if where does it throw? right down there. So that's actually not a bad spot. So if I take a fib and probably run it from this low to the high, that 50% is very, very close to where essentially you'll see the big support that I'm talking about for target downside, which is here. So if it does break previous day low and come down and hit that target, that's 50% retracement right there. That could be a really good bounce spot. It's not even anywhere near that right now. SPY is moving back up and it's at the midpoint right now. So we have decision time coming in here. Go back and look at Qs. Qs just bounced off previous month high, Monday's low. Let me see. Oh, pre-market low right here. You might have a little trend line resistance here on Qs. You hit those highs right there perfectly. So Qs just hit a little trend line area of resistance right there. It's also in a squeeze on the 30-minute. Nice bottom. That right there is what we call a morning star reversal, which looks that looks pretty good. So beautiful. Trying to put that on a little bit closer. There we go. Beautiful. This right here, a higher low. That right there is a morning star reversal. So 9 times out of 10, you would want to see the next candle go green. So I mean that looks pretty good on the Qs. I like that. Hourly, nice, close green 2 minutes ago. So very nice. We're just back testing 15 and 10-minute EMAs and also that trend line right here as well. So for QQQ, 605, where is it at? There it is. Gets back above 605. I think that can look pretty good to get that move upside. So we can break above here, get the move back up here. If it rejects and just comes straight back down, then it's just more of a waiting game. Still rejecting the trend line, still holding the higher lows. The reversal off 603 is still present. So the longer that it stays within this spot here, the more you just have to wait because there's indecision going on. But if it does continue to reject, I mean, as of right now, again, looking at pre-market, it is lower lows and lower highs. So you kind of have this channel that you're in here on Qs, just like this, just dun, da, dun, da, dun. So now the question is, do we break that and we go upside, or do we reject it and come back down? So decision time is creeping up right here on SPY and Qs. But unlike SPY, which I don't believe SPY has a Morningstar revert. Oh no, yes it does. Look at that. Looks very good. So SPY is just above trend line, but look at this bad boy right there. So I think we're looking pretty good. Think it's looking pretty good for the bulls right here in the pre-market. If it can break above and hold these trend lines on SPY and QQQ, break through this spot, get a nice 30-minute reversal, get a nice, two $2 to $3 ripper, probably right out of the gate on SPY and Qs. You'll see 607 on Qs, closer to that 669, 670 on SPY. So we'll see how those two play out. IWM also trend line here hasn't really got up to it yet. Still the same thing though. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Holding right here in the zone. Let's go to a 30-minute. Nice 30-minute candle wicks. I mean, that definitely shows you that buyers are present here in this area. on IWM and also putting in a higher low. So that looks good as well. I like this consolidation. You kind of have a little bit of a uh, a bottom right here, and then you have this little consolidation right there. So they can break, send it here. You'll probably get a resistance slab just at 245. You'll get the break, pull back, another higher low, and then potential blast off right there. So if you run this trend line from here to right there, that's what I mean. Right there. So you'll hit that area, that double top resistance, potentially pull back down, hit that trend line, higher low off of it, and then get the move up. So looking good right here on IWM as well. Let me go check the chat. Morning, Casey. Can we please go over Google and Apple? We can. Googly doogly. Nothing too crazy on Google. I see the little higher low as well. Little consolidation could be the same kind of thing with IWM. Little cup and handle. It's gonna squeeze on a 4 hour. Whoopsies. Squeeze is moving downside on the 4 hour right now. A lot of consolidation though in the 4 hour. You had an evening star off this rejection here, push back down, doji, flat, flat. Daily still looks very, very nice. You have this nice breakout, retest, push back up. So daily still looks good. Hourly, I mean, there's, I don't know. It's doesn't look the bestest. Looks like it's kind of stuck between there and here. Whoopsies. And there. Your midpoint of that is here. So kind of a little back and forth game of ping pong. It seems to be between 246.50, 248, and then 252 kind of in the middle, and then 256.40 to 258 kind of area. Just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So um Google, I don't really see too much here on the Google. SPY getting a little bit of a candle downside here. Q's getting the rejection as well off the trend line. Yeah, the longer we stay in that area, no bueno. Was there news that just came out, I wonder? Because that's a pretty significant candle on SPY. I mean, it's kind of where you would want it to be if you were shorting the trend line in the back test, right there where the circle is. I mean, it was gorgeous, but is there news? Oh, SMCI. There's news on SMCI. Oh, that's not good. What's the news on SMCI? Good morning, Eva. Receives 12 billion in orders, cuts Q1 revenue estimated to 5 billion. Ooh, that moves SPY and Qs that much? Damn, son. Well, that's no bueno for SMCI. What a piece of shit stock. Apple, well, I already got a level right there that already hit. I mean, there's your resistance right up here on Apple. Let me go to the. I mean, that doesn't look good. This looks like a breakdown, back test, rejection, and come back down. I like it for the shorts, personally. Um, 4 hour consol, it looks similar to Google. You had that break of structure, the bearish setup, and it went down. They wicked it back up, and now flat, flat, flat. Um, But I mean, I think that one is going to be fairly simple. It's 260, and then the area is about right here, which is 255.50, about there. There. And then that puts your little midpoint area about here. Drop it down to a 5 minute, and there you go. So on Apple, that's kind of what you have right here. 255, 255.50, kind of your support, your demand zone. Midpoint area, support and resistance, depending on if it's above or below that area, is going to be around 257.50. And then your resistance is going to be up there near 259.50 and 260. So those are the areas as of right now for Apple. I would be watching for ping pong. 30 minute just started a squeeze downside after rejecting the 260 area back test. Kind of looks like a little bit like a big rounded top as well. Little rounded top. So potential inverse cup and handle. So I would be watching this on Apple. If it breaks that trend line and breaks 257.50, target that 255.50, 255. If it continues to hold and push back up, kind of create a little wedge that it's in with that resistance and holding the trend line, then once it gets a break-in base above 260, then can push up higher. So that is what I would be watching right here on the apples. Looks like SPY just hit the midpoint. Q's hit the same spot. It just hit the lower trend line at the bottom right there. So still in the box, still in the box. So watch those names this morning going in. Let me pull up Tessie. See if Tesla moved anything. Popping up a little bit. Good. The closer that Tesla is to like 430s, the happier I'm gonna be. And then just like stay there and don't go anywhere. Nvidia does 180. It's going a little bit above it, comes back down, goes below it, goes back up. Uh, Nvidia is fighting for its freaking life right now. It is trying so hard to not break down. But this is kind of what I'm watching right here. And again, it just keeps coming back to this 180. Comes down, goes back up, comes back down, comes back up, and it's just stuck right here in like a $3 area up and down, but it always comes back to the midpoint and right where this trend line is. So very interesting to see what happens with NVIDIA. It isn't a daily squeeze as I've been watching it consolidate here. And it is moving to the downside right now. Just keeps getting that magnet back to 180. So nothing too crazy or interesting over there. So let's see what happens with spying cues. Nice rejection off the trend line. Nice pull back down. Hit the level perfectly. Hit the bottom trend line. Nice exit for a short. Looking good for a potential long. Spy. I mean, we'll see what happens. Hit that. Went just above trend line. Hit the zone, and then slap back down with cues. So we'll see how this plays out. Make sure you have those areas marked on SPY and QQQ. And that's it. So, all right, guys. I don't know what the fuck's going on with SMCI. Does anyone else see this chart? Like, I mean, I know the news, obviously, but Jesus, like that chart is going berserk right now. Well, not SMCO, SMCI. Look at this. A big red candle, a big green candle, and it just went back to, I don't know, this area right here from yesterday. Insane. So, whatever. More importantly, how's my Honeywell doing? 215 on the dot. Let's go. Give me 100% on those at the open because I'm going to need it if SMCI doesn't get its ass back over 52 today. So, all right. Love you all. Hope you have a great trading day. It is Thirsty Thursday. So, let's go grab a few beers, sit back, relax, trade the market, extract some money for personal gain from the market makers, and yeah, let's just have a great day. So, love you all. Analyzer, SMCI got us. I don't know, bro. I think you're emotional. I think you're panicking. I think you're panicking looking at mannequins while you're sitting in a cabana. I don't know. It's you can't you can't trade with there's nothing you can do whenever things like that happen. I mean, it is look at this. I mean, think about if this would have happened intraday. If people were on call swings and they saw that red candle and they said, "Fuck, I'm out, dumping everything." And look, now it's coming back up to 52 as I'm talking about it. I said I'm going to be in trouble if it doesn't reclaim 52. And look, now we're coming back up to 52. So I'm just going to be sitting and watching. I mean, yeah, you have a plan when you trade. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Everything else is noise. You don't it is what it is. There is anomalies every single day in the market, like Trump saying something about tariffs, or Sydney Sweeney partnering with somebody, or a headline about soybeans coming out again from Trump. Um, I mean, you never know. There's a bunch of crazy shit that can go on. Um, look, the same people that were just saying, "Oh shit, SMCI is dead. What's going on?" And then they're like, "Oh, we're fucked." Look, now people over here in the chat, SMCI's pushing, it's ripping. Like, okay, like you guys crazy. You're crazy, crazy. Just look. Now it's above. It just went above pre-market high. So now what? I mean, you guys are nuts. You guys are nuts. You guys are nuts. Just just let the charts just they'll play out if it's supposed to at that time. Trading is all about timing. Um SMCI is a hard one to trade. SMCI is hard to trade. It's hard to hold on to because of how volatile it is. MSTR is the same way. I don't recommend any newer traders or small account traders to be trading these names. I don't even think you should be trading Tesla. I don't think you should be trading Nvidia. You sure as shit should not be trading volatile names like SMCI or MSTR. You should be staying away clear from all of those names if you are a newer trader or have a smaller account. You should not be trading any of those. Be focusing on smaller ones. Instead of NVIDIA, you should be looking at AMD, right? You should be looking at Amazon. You should be looking at Apple. You should not be looking at Meta. Meta is very, very expensive. Premiums are very, very volatile. You should not be looking at those names. Look at some individual names. Look at your airlines. Look at your cruise lines, right? Your AALs, your Deltas, your Carnivals, your Norwegians. Just look at all those other names. Don't try to focus on trading these big, volatile, crazy names as you're a newer trader or a smaller account. It's not friendly. I'm telling you, it's not friendly. People get way too crazy when it comes to those names. So. All right, Spy coming back up to that spot. Q's almost back up to the spot, not so much, but it's right here in the middle of the box. You have that 30-minute reversal setting up. It hit the same area of support, popping right back up to the same area of resistance as is Spy. So I think we're going to see a pretty good move potentially here at the open. We're either going to see a $2 to $3 drop or pop, in my opinion, when this squeeze does fire. It's either going to break out of here and go up in this zone, or we're going to reject and come all the way down to this zone. So I think when it happens, it's going to be pretty clear. As of right now, if I had to look to do anything, I would be looking for the long side to play out. Um, Risk to reward right here is better for the short, obviously. I'm still looking for it to push up higher, closer to 668, pull back down, retest this area, and then see the buyers step in here once it gives the little break in base. Once that happens, I think it's going to be pretty clear, and you'll see that move upside. So, regardless, I think we're going to see a decent move here near the open. So, all right. Premium Discord team. Yeah, look for Walmart. Look at Michelle, right? Walmart. Don't look at Costco. Fuck Costco. Do not trade Costco with a small account. You're going to be paying, over $1,000 per contract, right? Look at Walmart. They're $100, right? It's a tenth of the price, right? Walmart moves so much better. I'm telling you. Yeah, look at those names. 100%, Michelle. All right. Premium Discord team, I'm gonna move the stream over. I'll see you guys over here in the Discord for live streaming and live trading for the day. Everyone else, I hope you have a great rest of your trading day. Thirsty Thursday, crack a beer, sit back, relax, trade the market, follow your plan, make some money, and live to fight another day, right? Those are always the best things that you can do. So, all right, guys, love you all. Have a great